We're live.
Game changer.
We got a game changer today, Mike. Direct mail retargeting. That's the topic for today's live.
I didn't know you could do that, Drew. I'm so glad that we're talking about this today.
You can definitely do it today. You can do it now. You do it within, 48 hours with Postpilot? Safe to say? Something
That's
you
safe
could
to say.
have up and running very quickly. And we wanted to go deep on this in advance of holiday because everybody out there gets a surge, absolute surge in traffic in Q4, right? Your highest traffic day is the day after Thanksgiving, or at least that week after is your highest traffic week. So many people visiting your site. And what do you want to do? I mean, like 1% converts, maybe 2% on average in e-commerce. So it would behoove you to create your own audience, your retargeting audience. This is retargeting 101 of people who don't convert, and then market to them over time, right? And most people do that with Facebook retargeting, Google retargeting. The problem has been, well, we'll get into the problem. You can also do it with direct mail retargeting. That's what we want to lay out for you today, just how easy it is. Why would you want to retarget? Everybody knows this. It's because conversion rates are so low, right? It gets you a better return off of all your acquisition effort if you get that conversion rate higher. So with SiteMatch, which is direct mail retargeting, basically put a pixel on your site and you are able to add site visitors to an audience, correlate that to a physical address. Remember, you don't have their address, you don't have their email because it's cold traffic to your site. And then drop a card or drop any sort of print collateral, right, to go and market to them later. It's sort of in the middle, I would say, of like this sort of the three elements of any marketing channel: prospecting, obviously going after completely cold audiences or lookalike audiences; retention on the other end. There you're talking to people who have already purchased from you, your existing customers, getting them back to buy again. Well, retargeting's in the middle, right? It's high intent, super high intent prospecting because the visitor is already expressed some interest. He or she is on your site, and you're going to market to them. So how's it happen? Add the pixel to your site. We then use your browser traffic. We match it against data in our database. We do things like filter out bots, filter out international traffic or sort of like commercial addresses, and then we correlate what's left with a physical address. We can also screen out your existing customers, and then our system prints and sends a card.
Yeah, this is really key because because of our native integration with Shopify, we know if someone goes on to make a purchase, on that same session or within a day, and we can filter those people out in real time so that we're not sending cards to those people that you don't need to send a card to because they already went on to make a purchase.
Inside our admin, you got a nice flow builder like you see here. See the results. We report back on who came back because we have an integration with your e-commerce stack. We know what they did once they come back and buy. 90-something% of this is going to be brand new traffic. So you get over the attribution hurdle because you're essentially retargeting the people who have never purchased from you before. So, what you see is what you get in terms of the ROAS. Distracted by the GIFs all the time. They come up and it's like... This is kind of an interesting use case for a lot of CPG brands, many of these brands, like the goal is actually not to get the conversion on Shopify. The goal is to get the conversion at Whole Foods, Target, Walmart, because thereby they increase some store velocity. And for many of the brands, they're putting an ad in the store circular, which is just going out to everybody in a zip code, but they can get a lot more targeted with those ad dollars by retargeting their site traffic to buy in store.
This is particularly helpful and common in CPG brands where the AOV tends to be fairly low for certain categories of products. So people are interested in your brand or your product. They come to your website to learn more about it, but they're more likely to buy in store. Like if you're buying a bar of soap or a lipstick or something like that that's available in Target or Walmart or Sprouts or Rite Aid or any of these other stores, you can identify that this is somebody that's come to the website. They live in proximity to one of the retail stores that you are distributed in, and then we can trigger a card that goes out to them that's like, hey, next time you're at Target, look for this. And that works really well.
And another use case that we lean into now is using retargeting as part of your holiday strategy, right? So, number one, you get so much traffic to retarget this time of year. You want to have that pixel on the site. You want to be building the audience. You can retain that audience to send again and to send a piece of collateral in December, January, right? So you're capturing the surge that happens during 1 week a year, and you're able to leverage it over time. And then what's cooler than sending out a gift guide, or a catalog? This is the time of year when I get catalogs, right? Like everybody's got a holiday catalog. I got Unison, I got Ayer, which is Andy Dunn's, I guess, sister's company. I don't even know these brands. Viore. Big catalogs. There you go, the Amazon one. I was looking for that. Amazon sends a catalog, which means it's a good idea. These guys are buying prospecting audiences from a data provider, and they're sending the catalog. Well, what do you think is a better audience? The retargeting audience off your own site, off Viore's site, or whatever this audience is that they bought to get my name. And the answer is it's the retargeting audience off Viore's site. So what if you could combine the power of that holiday catalog with a very high intent audience? Like Viore, if they could trigger that catalog to go out not only to that massive CSV they got from a provider probably 6 months ago, but to people who are on their site now and not buying. That's what we offer. It's called a cartalog. You basically scale your gift guide down to a trifold size and send it to anybody who doesn't convert on your site. There, you've got one for Jones Road Beauty. It's one of our brands.
Really
Show
nice
the
one.
whole selection.
Yeah.
So SiteMatch, available to all pro subscribers and up on the post-pilot platform. 5 cents per recipient. And a couple questions we always get. Do you filter out existing subs or customers? Yeah, we do. And the match rate ends up being what? 20 to 30%? 20 to 40%?
Right.
I wouldn't get too hung up on match rate. A lot of services out there sort of headline their match rate. It's more about the quality of the recipient and making sure that they are not a current customer. A lot of brands that don't have the native Shopify, a lot of providers that don't have the native Shopify integration we do, don't eliminate your existing customers from the matches. So you've got to, they're basically sending to a slightly different audience than we are.
Or they could be using outdated or less likely to be current or accurate addresses or the technology matches it to people, again, that are less likely. We think of it more like a pay-per-click ad. You don't want the maximum number of clicks because you're paying for each one. You want the highest quality clicks and the ones that are most likely to convert. And that's really what we focus on. It's not about sending the most volume. It's about ensuring that the ones that go out are truly to the actual intended recipients, and that are going to have the highest likelihood of actually converting.
How to get started? Just contact us anyway. Drew at postpilot.com, Michael at postpilot.com, or go through our contact us form on the site or postpilot.com/concierge, and we will get it set up.
Man, that was easy, Drew.
That was easy. Any questions? Anything else on direct mail retargeting for the holidays? Awesome. If there aren't any, I will stop the recording. I guess it's worth saying we are in the middle of the holiday surge right now. Like, I can see it. I see it in the orders coming in. I see it in the backlogs. And we're staffed up for it. But at some point, we're going to call it and just say, like, hey, there's no more room. So to ensure you get going, this is not something that you have to time for Black Friday. In fact, it'd probably behoove you to get the pixel up now and start collecting your audience through November. So the sooner the better. Raise your hand, even if you're not sure. Book a time to talk with us and get that pixel installed, and beat the holiday rush. Awesome. I'll see you next week, Mike.
See you, Drew.